Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Moon Update from Astrological Association. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Alejo. How are you?
Hi, great,
Hi, I'm good. How are you both?
Yeah, not
very
too
good.
bad. Yeah, thank you. We are quite busy at this moment, and when it's still in England, Alejo still in Athens, and I'm back to Taiwan. So, and then next week I will go back. But we are very very busy at this moment, especially when the times approach the conference. I think
Mm.
the timing is ticking, so clock is ticking. So, Wendy, could you tell us a little bit more about the current situation?
So we're nearly booked for the residential conference. So if you are planning on coming, you need to get in very fast. I think there's only about 15 to 18 places left. The excursion has one or two places left as well. On the Saturday, we're going to be introducing a AI panel discussion with those doing the plenaries and the workshops. So both you, Rod, and Alejo will be involved in that. So that will be chaired by Victor Oliver, the journal editor. And so we've got like till the 30th, which is really only like 5 to 6 days away,
Mhm.
to get the last discounts. And that also applies not just to residential, but to online as well. There is, infinite spaces on the online, but the discounts will run out on the 30th of June. So please do book your place. It's going to be great. You can have 5 tracks, lots to choose from, and be involved in lots of the celebrations throughout the weekend. So, yeah, get on it,
Fabulous.
please.
Fabulous. So don't forget you can still use your discount until 30th of June and don't miss this chance. If you still want to join us in Nottingham, please book very, very quickly. But also, if you couldn't, please join us online. But there's another news. Alejo, what are you going to share with us today?
So in July, we're having an Astro Duet. We haven't done one in June, so it's nice to be back it's going to be on the 17th of July at 7 p.m. And it's going to be Wendy, actually, and John Green from MISPA School of Astrology. And they're going to be sharing anecdotes and stories about what it's like to organize a conference. How does the chart of the conference work once you start the conference? Because every time you do a conference, you look at the chart of the opening ceremony, right? And some it's going to be like a fun, entertaining talk to get us into the mood of meeting all together in the conference, either online or in person. Yeah, it's going to be quite fun,
Definitely,
quite unique,
definitely.
I think.
Yeah, definitely, because it will prepare us for the conference once a year. This conference is the most important thing for our astrological community. But, well, talking about that, we just have a new moon going to happen, new moon in Cancer. Is that like the theme is pretty interesting because it's not just about moon in Cancer, right, Wendy?
No, it's not. It's a bit more complicated than that because the new moon is exactly conjoined to Jupiter. So it exaggerates that new moon energy. So the moon in Cancer, it's usually very soft and gentle. It's usually about food and comfort and home and things being with family. So that's sort of exaggerated, but it's also got a very sort of difficult, complicated square to the Saturn Neptune in the chart. So that sort of Cancer perspective sort of turns on its head in some way, and that it becomes a little bit more about being bigger than us. It involves sort of more social factors as we can sort of see what's going on in the world. So the home, so things like homeland security and protecting our borders, protecting our home tends to sort of, safety in general tends to take over. So it's a good time to, sort of rather than be, it's not a social time, it's more of a yeah, just cozying up, but still, and get engaged with food and get engaged with family and things like that.
Mm.
It can be lovely, it can be really lovely, but it's more about, yeah, whatever, wherever you feel makes you feel at home.
Mm, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Alejo, how do you interpret this new moon?
Yes, I agree with Wendy, of course, and this idea, the importance of homeland and security. And of course, I'm aware we're recording this today that they ceased fire between Iran and Israel. And, I was very worried about this upcoming new moon because Jupiter in Cancer can be quite, I know it's exalted and we think of Jupiter as the greater benefic, right? But I think it can be this idea of expanding our frontiers. And like when they say it's squaring the Saturn Neptune, where limits might not be so clear, limits might be pushed. I was quite worried about this new moon coming. So now that today I read this Seas of Fire, for instance, it gave me a little bit of more hope on what is to come. And I agree with Wendy with trying to find, in these very chaotic times, what makes you feel at home, what makes you feel secure. Because like Wendy said, there's a collective aspect of this new moon, but then of course we have to process this in our own individual ways, right? So what makes you feel safe? What makes you feel secure? And I wonder if Jupiter there is also emphasizing of trying to find some sort of belief or some sort of spiritual path that may help us to feel safe in a world that it's becoming really, really dangerous.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alejo. Yeah, I think it is very interesting. I usually just like pay a little bit attention around is there any fixed star around this new moon and full moon, and I find it pretty interesting. There is a fixed star called Purpose. Is the feet of the Gemini, the feet of the Castro, the Gemini, the mortal one. And the some astrologer talk about this fixed star. There is a ability to express idea in a reasonable and acceptable way. I like this big start align with this new moon. So not only, fit into both of you, what you're talking about this kind of bring the home and how do we find the home and with the, spiritual guidance and with the world situation. Yeah, we have some idea and how we present it and how we show it to the world in a more approachable way and a more realistic way, and it also fit into this. We at this moment we have that Jupiter Saturn square, right, Wendy?
Yeah. Yeah, and you've also got Uranus at 29, 26 Taurus
Oh yes.
at the same time in this new moon. So there's a sort of a feeling of volatility. So it makes people restless, a bit uneasy. So there's an uncomfortableness, and the Cancer moon doesn't like that. That new moon in Cancer does not like being uncomfortable. So it really is. I like what two things that and you said, Alejo, too. Like one is hope. Jupiter does give hope. So it's important to find that. What is it that gives you hope? And also another, it's like, I think it's important to invest this particular lunation, this particular month in what makes you comfortable. What is it that makes you comfortable, and seeking that and living that, and because Cancer moon, like it's a nice sleep thing, but square to Saturn Neptune makes it uncomfortable. So find ways of through food, through sleep, through your home, through people you think are your who are like your family, to be comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Alejo, you want to add anything in?
No, there's just. I said no, but then I keep talking. There is. I was thinking as Wendy was talking about in Sufism, they have this concept of sheltering in God, this idea of trying to find comfort in a higher principle. And I'm always thinking about this with Jupiter in Cancer.
Yeah.
And now that it's touching the new moon, now that Wendy said all of this, I thought, yeah, maybe also trying to find comfort in
God. Yeah.
some, yes, yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Well, we have this very interesting new moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, but at the same time, there is a Jupiter, Saturn, and the Neptune square, and then the Mars Jupiter was like a kind of a form with Pluto formed a yod. That was like everything is like increase that intensity and us calling us to just do a little bit more rather than just be comfortable lying there, sitting there. So I want to encourage everyone, what to do. Come to join us on the AA conference this year. So don't miss this great opportunity, and you still have a great discount. Use the discount code, and you can get a great discount before the end of June, right, Wendy?
Yes. Just not even a week to go. So please do book. it's going to be a really great event, and we're all going to need it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And looking
Yeah.
forward to see everyone there. So, well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Alejo, and thank you, Wendy. See you
Thank
next
you,
time.
Ron.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.